Now, Andrew,
Yes.
I read about this Detective Moulton in Belmont, New Hampshire, and I'm so thrilled that we got her on the show with us.
This call sounds like a movie.
It does.
It's one detective in a small town trying to track down the cyber stalker.
There were 23 identified victims.
That's crazy.
Detective Moulton, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the case.
So back in 2013, we started having young ladies that attended the local high school come in and state that they had someone by the name of Seth contacting them through their phones and asking them to send nude photos of themselves, and if they didn't do so, he was going to hack into their Facebook pages and take all their pictures and everything that they had on there, and he was successfully able to do that. Many of them did not want to explain to their parents what had happened, and they decided that I'll just send the nude photos of myself and hopefully this guy will go away. Well, he didn't go away. He continued to ask for more and more pictures. So one girl decided that she had had enough and that she needed to come in and explain what had happened to her. Slowly but surely, we had more and more come in.
Wow. I mean, and there were 23 victims. Is that correct?
Yes.
Seth, and Seth is not the person's name, but the girls actually knew Seth, correct?
Correct.
That he was in the high school.
Yeah, he was a classmate of theirs that had graduated. Most of them, some of them that I spoke to had graduated and moved on. Some were still at the school in Belmont, and the person that was doing this had already graduated and I was already out of school about 2 years past them.
So were you able to actually do like cell phone records and subpoena to figure out who Seth was, or how did that happen?
So initially when the young ladies came in and showed us the text messages that they were getting, they were just telephone numbers. And when you would dial the telephone numbers, they would come back to nothing. One young lady was able to capture by screenshotting the number as it came in. On the bottom, it said text free or text plus. And so that gave us the idea of that's what they were using. I was at the time not familiar with the free texting application that you can use when you sign on to these accounts. You can use any telephone number that you want to pick.
Wow.
You can even use a telephone number that was already in use.
You could? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I played around with it for a little bit and realized that this was an issue. So we sent them subpoenas, and of course they came back with fraudulent information. They were, just not true information about the person. They just led to nowhere. The name wasn't filled in, or where they were from was not from the a particular area. So it really left us with nothing. I thought I would have something, but...
So how long did it take you to get to that point?
It took probably a good 3 to 4 months before I was able to get to that point. And by that time, we probably had about 10 girls come in to say that this had happened to them.
That must have been so heart-wrenching to have them come in and them falling for this jerko, right? I mean,
yes.
Nut job. Now, with thanks to you, Seth is now in prison with the help of the feds. How long is he there?
I believe he got about 8 years.
Oh, so for anybody who's listening, because we have parents and grandparents, and we do have folks in their 20s and 30s, and if you get something like this, what's your best advice?
My best advice is that they communicate with their children. Be aware of what the young adults in your house are using for social media, online applications. Be aware that they can access this stuff through their gaming consoles.
A lot of people don't realize that. They think that the Xbox is just, we're just playing Fortnite. And if you do get a request for a naked photo, what should they do? If a teenager gets that?
They should notify an adult, and they can also notify their local law enforcement agency. In some states, that is a crime in itself, depending on how old you are.
Well, you know what,
And if they
Detective, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to put a link to the whole story because I'll tell you, folks, if you want to read something that's going to just make you shake your head, this is it. Thanks again for Detective for all of your hard work there in Belmont, New Hampshire. Hey, thanks for watching. Now, a few things. Don't forget to click the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for more digital know-how, check out all these other great links.